Detail on my new Traxxas Ford F-150 is impressive, and I like it a lot, but there's something missing. I found out that Traxxas offered this push bumper for this truck, and I had to have one. Traxxas makes several of these push bumpers, so you have to be sure you get the right one for the bumper on the Ford F-150. And when you have the right push bumper, they screw right into these screw bosses built into the bumper structure. It turns out that the hardest part of installing this bumper is turning the truck over to do it. And the two screws needed to install the push bumper come with it. And the second hardest part of this whole deal is turning the truck back over so we can see how cool it looks. The whole purpose of the push bumper in a 10 scale model is to look cool, and I'm good with that. I got a surprising number of emails asking if I have to take all those little nuts off to get the wheels off of this thing. And the answer to that is, nope, you just unscrew those, they're just caps. The axle's made long enough so that after putting a regular nut on, you can screw these caps on. Sometimes a well-made detail can fake people out. Then you just take the nut off like you're expecting to in the first place. And when you do get the wheel off, you'll find that it uses the same 12mm hex drive that most other 10 scale cars do. The new larger tires look good on the Ford F-150, and they seem sticky and squishy enough for rock crawling. I've had a few people ask if these are actually aluminum wheels. And while they certainly do look aluminum, I went back and checked, and they are plastic, just made really well. The receiver box is nicely made, that it's got a nice gasket to keep all the wet stuff out. Another thing I like about it is it's big enough and square so you can put a lot of other receivers in here if you want. That said, I can't find a good reason for putting a different receiver in this truck. I didn't get a good shot of the battery hold down in the first review video I did, and I wanted to fix that because this is a good idea. First, it doesn't use any body clips to hold it in place, and it fits two different battery sizes without changing any parts out. You just open it up, spin it around, and put it back down, and it fits a different battery. Or if you force it, like I do here, it holds this battery in way tighter than it needs to be. When I did the first part of the review on the Traxxas Ford F-150 review, I forgot to go back and finish editing the ESC modes part. So here are the 5 control modes, and we'll show you more about setting them in a minute. I should note that I haven't touched anything as far as setting up the transmitter or the truck because it drove fine right out of the box. I am going to recalibrate the ESC just in case, but I don't suspect anything's wrong there. To change the control mode, all you have to do is hold the button down and wait. The ESC light will go green, red, and then it'll start flashing red. It'll start out 1 flash, then go to 2 flashes, 3 flashes, 4, and 5. All we have to do is wait for the right number of flashes to show and release the button. If you miss the flash sequence that you wanted, just continue holding the button and it'll go through that sequence again. And when you shut it off, the ESC will remain in whatever mode you selected for when you turn it on next time. I'm setting my ESC here to the crawl mode. That's 5 flashes so you can see how this hill hold works. And that's all there is to it. The truck is in the low speed range and both differentials are locked. When I stop on the incline and let the trigger go, it wants to back up real slow. Sometimes if I bump just a little bit of throttle, it stops and holds its place. Most times it wants to roll backwards real slow like it is here. I can give the truck just a little bit of throttle and it'll hold on the hill. I added the Traxxas link module to my transmitter and updated both the transmitter and receiver. If that slow backwards roll is part of the crawl mode, I'm fine with that because I wasn't planning on just putting it up there and parking it anyway. In most of the other modes, when you release the trigger on a hill, the truck just rolls back down the hill like you'd expect, so I like this crawl mode better for that. I think this covers everything that I missed in the first part of this review, so now I'm just going to wait for some weather, for the rain to quit so I can get this thing outside and start running stuff over.